Hello there, friends. Thank you for visiting and tuning in for this week's video. So I just want to put it out there that I have recorded this type of video already. I was really low energy that day, and I don't know if what I said came across the right way that day, and so I just wasn't feeling great about it, so I decided to trash it. So for this time around, I got some input as well from my awesome roommate. She's super cool. Yeah, so the first tips are a little bit integrated with her thoughts on the whole subject as well. So yeah, so this video is going to be a little bit more about how to attract a romantic relationship into your life. Not just a romantic relationship in your life, like not just a random ass person who comes in your life and decides to have a relationship with you, but one that inspires you, one that is actually good for you, someone who is there for you, someone who stimulates personal development and is actually a great fit for you. You could say a soulmate. So how to attract your soulmate? Give me a second because I have everything up here, and it's a little bit scary because I have this the camera stacked on some books. So, and then this is right there. Okay, so the first one is self-love, and it's cheesy and you hear it from practically everybody that, you know, you can't love anyone until you love yourself. I've even mentioned it in one of my previous videos, but you guys, it's true, okay? You got to love yourself. And I'm just gonna go over the whole spiel again because it just ties into finding a romantic partner so well. So self-love, if you don't know how to love yourself or take care of yourself, how can you expect somebody else to understand that for you? You know, you have to begin to know yourself and know what you like and what you don't like, so that way it's easier to communicate with your partner whenever the time comes. So it's kind of like a way to self-prepare you for a relationship, is if you have a great relationship with yourself. This also allows you to understand your own boundaries. Whenever it comes to one person's relationship and another one's, one person's relationship might be completely different than another person. One relationship could be an open relationship where they love each other, but they still like decide to, you know, jig up with other people. I don't know if that's like a term, but just kind of popped up in my head. And then your own relationship is like, no, I'm not okay with that. So a lot of different relationships have different types of boundaries. So you can pretty much, you know, just implement, once you are able to love yourself, you begin to know yourself. Once you know yourself, you know what you are okay with and what you're not okay with whenever it comes into a relationship. So that is super important. Also, by self-love, you come into terms with who isn't good for you. So a lot of us, before we become more consciously aware of ourselves and try to develop ourselves and be better each day, whenever we're stuck in the autopilot mind, there might be a type that we're really attracted to, and that type ends up not really treating you the right way and ends up kind of messing with you. And it's kind of like they're always your type of poison. Once you have given yourself self-love, you understand whenever somebody is taking advantage of you versus just disagreeing with you because of different views on things. So once you love yourself, you will absolutely not be able to tolerate the bullshit that somebody wants to lay on you. So at that point, then you're all good. And now I'm not saying if somebody came into your life and they were super cool, but they are just kind of dicks, I'm not saying completely drop them, but you have to be willing to communicate with them and figure out what's going on and what's the discrepancy between both of you and what you are thinking versus what the other person is, versus like literally someone who is emotionally abusing you, physically abusing you, etc. Because love can be very blinding. I've seen it in many different situations, and I have been in that same situation as well. And let me just tell you, as soon as you get out of an abusive relationship, you'll feel so free. You will be so free, and you will love yourself and people more than you ever would before. The second tip is to spread love. So obviously love, whenever it comes to the laws of attraction, Obviously, if you're being a dick to people and people are not responding to you well because of the vibes you're putting out, you're not really, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to attract your soulmate during that time. So by using this trick of spreading love, you know, being really nice and spreading the love to everyone around you. Sorry, there's a truck there and I just got really distracted. So once you are ready to spread love, compassion, and nothing but good vibes to people, it'll be bound to come back with you, to you in that time. The third one is change your meaning of love. I feel like this is a super important one, and it'll be really helpful in which you are trying to avoid toxic relationships and relationships that just end up not working for you. And it's really all about what you believe love means to you. So a lot of people have this vision in their head that love's supposed to hurt. Love is a battlefield, you know, there's a literal song about it, that there are going to be a lot more downs, you're gonna have to sacrifice a bunch of stuff, you're gonna not be as happy, blah, 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 because you need to sacrifice your happiness for someone else's, and all of that jazz. What does that sound? No, somebody's literally dragging like branches or a tree around. It's super important to make sure that the vision of love that you have in your head is a vision of love that you actually want to attract in your life. So let's say you're trying to manifest love for yourself. Whenever you're trying to manifest love for yourself, you're going to manifest someone who is going to have the same values, the same thoughts on love as you. So if you're thinking love hurts and love sucks, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a lot of things, I'm going to have to, you know, reduce my happiness in order for them to have happiness, you're going to attract that same kind of person who believes in that as well. And let me just tell you, if you're thinking love hurts and they're thinking love hurts, love is gonna hurt, okay? So make sure that the love you're thinking of is something that is divine connection and just beautiful and something you actually do want in your life. If you're having an issue trying to change the meaning of love that you have in your brain already, first of all, let go of the past experiences. Past experiences are over with. They do not define you. You are who you are right now. And whatever happened in the past literally scarred you. If it scarred you, you can let it go because you don't have to deal with that anymore. Second of all, change the media that you consume. If you are consuming media about love and romance that you actually identify with and long for, like a good kind of romance, you know, like one where it does work out and it's not abusive or toxic at all, you know, that kind, then eventually changing the meaning of love will be easier for you. In order to attract anything through divine or the universe, you have to have pure intent. If you have ill will intertwined with what you're trying to manifest, it's not really going to work out in your favor. It's going to, you know, it might happen, but not really in a great way or in a way that you would want it to. So it's important to have good intent, and that will play into this next one. For the next one, you have to understand why you want love, why you are trying. Ask yourself the question of, why am I trying to attract love right now? If it's for money, if it's for comfort, if it's for literally you're lonely or something, if it's for any of those things or even more, then it'll probably not work in the way you would actually like it to. Ask yourself the reason why. If you have ill will, or, you know, it's not really a divine type of intent, it's not really pure, then yeah, it's not gonna work out. Sorry, he just looked at me. So understand the reason why, and once your intent is pure and the reason why is pure, then it'll be a lot easier to attract love into your life. Okay, so the next one is allow yourself to be single and love it. So a lot of people the reason why they want love is because they want to stop being single. The thing is with that is that if you're single and you hate it, chances are you're not really, self-loving yourself. So that is a big indication on where you are with your self-love. If you hate being single, then it definitely shows you where you are on self-love. But allow yourself to be single and love it. If you don't love yourself single, you might be very prone to codependency. And if you don't know what codependency is, it basically means that you have this mental, I don't know the actual definition. I would look it up, but I can't. I mean, I could here. Just kidding. I could totally do it, but it turns the computer on, so that's great. Oh, I turned off the monitor, I'm dumb. Let's look up what codependency truly means. What is the definition of codependency? Because I say allow yourself to be single, and if you don't want to do that, you're prone to codependency. But what do I really mean? Codependency. Excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a partner. Typically one who requires support on an account of an illness or addiction. Yeah. So you're going to have there's a chance that you have an addiction, poor mental health, immaturity, irresponsibility, or underachievement. So if you have any of those issues whenever you're single, chances are you're still going to have those issues even if you're in a relationship. Like, those issues are not going to go away once you are with another person. The more you try to love yourself while being single, the easier it will be to find people that you actually vibe with. So the last tip is make a list. I love this tip. This is what I did actually, along with the rest of these things. I had to do the rest of these things for the list to actually work. But so the last tip actually is to make a list. And this is what I did as well. I did this about 4 years ago and it worked just a year ago. So it takes time. I'm not saying that once you do all of these things, then magically the next day you will find your soulmate. But I am saying that that's possible. It's definitely possible. Don't give up faith on that. But I had to do the rest of the tips before this one in order for me to actually be aligned with my truth and aligned with finding my soulmate. So on tip number 6, basically make a list of all the qualities you want your soulmate to have, how they act with you, how they act with other people, even their physical, emotional attributes and characteristics, all of that fun stuff. Be as detailed as possible because you will get your wish. And even now, I love my boyfriend. I do. I love him so much. He's one of my most favorite people on this earth. But there are some things I regret putting on that list, and I know he just can't help it, and it's totally fine. So yeah, that concludes the video. I hope you all really enjoyed it and that it actually helps you wrap your head around, finding a relationship. So also keep in mind that this is not to push anyone to get into a relationship, and being in a relationship will not fix all of your personal issues. But if you are really yearning for a connection with someone, definitely take all of this advice under consideration, and hopefully miracles will happen for you. Not saying that you need a miracle for this to happen. So I kind of want to update you guys on what I'm doing right now. So I'm really wanting to start getting into chakra healing. So pretty much with my chakra healing is that I can look through your chakras and feel what's going on in each of them and try to tell you what's blocking that chakra or what may be a sort of energetic block in that chakra. It is extremely helpful to know what these blocks are, and once you know what the blocks are, you can work on them yourself and improve your self-development. So if any of you guys are interested in that, let me know, or if you know anybody that might be, let me know as well. I'll leave my email and my website in the box below. Hope you enjoyed and have a great day.